Hey, welcome to day 2 of How to Feel Better. So, for those of you who sent me the email and for those of you who are playing, thank you so much. I replied to you all. So, as always, my offer to help is always there. Why do I want to help and serve you? Because I had such a miserable life and it was all my own doing. And now that I've learned that I have the power and the ability to change the way I feel at a moment's notice, I want to make sure everybody's got that. This should not be a secret. It should be taught to us as children, but it's not. So, you know what I say is you're never too late to learn a new trick. And this particular trick is life changing. So we should all have it. And so what day 2 is all about is I've shared with you 2 steps. And the first step is to understand there's a difference between the external world and your mind. And the second step is to identify how you're thinking to really understand the power of your thoughts, because that's what you need to actually grasp. And it's one thing to intellectually understand something, it's quite another to apply it, to understand it, and to fundamentally not doubt its truth. And so the first thing I want you to understand is that the external world is just neutral. There's nothing that happens outside of you that can affect you, that can make you feel a certain way. And I know that's mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling for me. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Of course it affects me, but it doesn't. What affects me is what I choose to make it mean. It's what I choose to have a thought about. So everything is neutral. Everything is a fact. My boss yelled at me is a fact. I then get the chance to choose how I feel about how he yelled at me based on what I'm thinking. I get to choose that. I can go and ride a Grand Prix horse, a passion of mine, right? And I can sit on this horse and I can do all of the tricks and I am going to feel euphoric. And I will then get home and get on my horse, try it, it won't work, and I'll feel like the worst rider on the planet and like nothing goes right. And yet, those two could have done a similar job. It's just what I chose to make it mean. And that's the important thing. And Hollywood is so great at making us buy into this belief that if we drive the right car, or we have the right partner, or we live in the right house, or we form this lifestyle, right? I'm a mother with 2.5 kids and my husband's an executive and we have BMWs and I'm a cook and I'm a blah, blah, blah. Whatever the Hollywood tale is, then our lives will be perfect. We know that isn't true, because how many people have those lives and they are not happy? They are not living a perfect life. And that's where the power comes, is to understand how you think. And so what I want you to do for day 2 is something that we call a problem reveal or a thought download. I've given you some prompting questions for you to go through as you think about what's going on in your brain, what is true for you. And again, you need to write this down. And the reason I need for you to write it down is because when you try and solve problems in your head, you can't. You get locked in your loop. You get locked in your habitual pattern. Putting it onto paper enables you to put it all down. And I suggest you write for at least 10 minutes, because I want you to get everything out of your head, everything on a piece of paper. Go away, have a cup of tea, coffee, drink, go for a walk, whatever it is, just to put some distance between you and that piece of paper. Then come back and reread it with what I call an observer's brain, an observer's mind, i.e., read what you wrote. And as you're reading it, as a watcher, as an observer, you get the opportunity to analyze it differently. So if, for example, you've written down, and I'll read one from my past, my horse is always sick. He's always lame. It's just so frustrating. My partner is such a dick. He's never here. He's never where I need him to be. He can't fix anything. It's just not fair. Then you're going to understand why I didn't feel so great, right? With those sorts of thoughts, how was I going to feel? I was certainly not going to be excited or joyous or happy, right? Those thoughts didn't create that. And that's what I want for you to do for yourself. Now, if you're somebody who thinks they can't do this, or somebody who doesn't want to do it, that's fine. Okay? That's your right. But I promise you, nothing will change. 10 years' time, you'll be exactly where you are now. If you are committed to change your life, if you are committed to start feeling differently, you've got to do the work. There is no way around it. I wish that there was. You know, the cheat's way around it is to hire a coach. I'm just going to put it out there. The reason that is that when we talk to you on the phone, we tell you what you're thinking so that you understand it. You can make those links. You know, money loves speed, and that's all that you're buying is you're buying somebody else's help. But you don't need to do that. You can do this on your own if you're committed, if you're dedicated, if you want it enough. And that's why I beseech you, if you want true change, if you want true transformation in your life, do the work, do the exercises, reveal yourself to you. Okay. And on that little note, I will sign off. And those of you who are playing, those of you who are in for the voucher, please send me the email of your thought download. It doesn't have to be all 10 minutes, but you could at least just say, these are the things I think the most frequently, this is how I feel, and ka-ching, 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 I get it. That was my light bulb going off. Because you know what? This is what we need. We need to have aha moments. We need to reveal ourselves to us. All right, take care, everyone.